Hello and good morning, you two. How are you doing?
Yo, Arrow, what's going on?
Good morning. Good morning.
Man, Black Ink Crew Chicago. Here we go with another season, and I love the drama. But I got to tell you, I've been such a big fan of this show forever and a day that I actually watch your show to see real people in real action. Therefore, it helps me out as a broadcaster.
I mean, I'm glad that's what it is. Yeah, man, I'm glad you can see the real from it.
There is real in it, in the way that because you know what, you help me respect the stories of the ink. And when I meet and greet people nowadays, instead of saying, "Hey, how you doing?" start the conversation off with the ink, and all of a sudden you'll get to see how people are doing.
Yeah, we being able to use tattoos as artistic expression. It allows for people to speak without speaking. Sometimes it's a conversation starter. That the ones who can't talk for themselves, get it off the ground. So appreciate that.
Now, Ryan, you being the businessman, it's always about expansion. It's always about thinking about the business, but still, deep inside your heart, you're still the rock star, right?
I mean, I try to be what I can for the people. Especially for my people. It's just that those cross lines sometimes when it comes to handling the business. Business is not always the outside people first. It's the business first. So, it's muddling the line of, doing what's right and doing what feels right.
Speaking of the people, Don, you are all out 100% family guy. And I think people attract themselves to you because A, they want to be you. And number two, they learn from you.
One thing I would say coming into this, we always kind of tried our best to remain ourselves. We didn't allow opportunity of being on national TV change who we are at heart. So I think people still love the relatability they get from us. We don't try to be Hollywood. We don't try to act like we're above anybody or better than anyone. We're just being ourselves. And I think being ourselves is the best thing they could get from watching us on TV, that they see hope, they see opportunity, they can see a chance for their lives to change as well when they watch us.
Ryan, you've always been an innovator in the way that you inspire people African-American people to own their own businesses. Now, I know the Charlotte Observer over the past couple of weeks has really put a lot of attention on African-American owned businesses. Dude, I always have to look to you to this because we were talking years ago, and now look at the way that the whole nation is changing. You're a part of this inspiration.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like I said, it's a blessing to be seen as that, through the longevity. When I hear your name on the roster, man, I'm like, oh man, it's good to tap in with Errol. That means we've just been able to do something for so long, continually. And in that is just the longevity of doing something that's right, doing something that create jobs for others, doing something that builds the community, and it's consistent and it goes on for longer. So to be just to even be an inspiration for somebody looking towards that something that that keeps going is. That's a blessing all its own. So thank you, man. Thank you.
My wife is going to be up in Chicago in a couple of weeks, and she said she wants to stop in. And I said, you better make a phone call. But you guys also do the drop-ins too. But if she wants ink, she's got to make that phone call, doesn't she?
Yeah, I mean, you just come right in, man. Tell her walk right in. We open every day, all day.
and you put such class to 9 Mag. I mean, there's just so many times when you're cruising around Gastonia here in the Carolinas and stuff like that. Tattoo shops have always had that look about them, but not you guys. You have class about you.
Yeah, I think what ended up sticking was the fact that we wanted 9 Mag to always be an experience. So, from start to finish, from the walk in or even the walk up, we wanted people to always have that feel, from where you greeted all the way to what's going on while you're there. We want people to have that feel. So, it's about the experience, So I'm glad that you see that. So thank you.
Now, Don, what is it like for you to be a part of what people have been binge watching? They can go to any season to watch it, but now you're part of the circle. And I mean, there's going to be people 10 years from now that are going to be binge watching and go, Don.
Hey, you know what? I tell people all the time that it's just a blessing, again, to know that we've been going this many years, that we've been supported, that we grew such a fan base that enjoys our lives. It's not easy, but you know what, man? It's a legacy that we created. We'll be able to say we did this for our city, we did this for our families, and we left a mark on Chicago, man. And growing up in Chicago our entire lives, that's one of the greatest things you can do. That's like, I mean, I ain't gonna say it's as big as the Michael Jordan statue by the United Center,
yes,
but we pretty close.
Now, Ryan, this season you're cutting off ties to build the future. I got to ask you, I'm one of those people that likes to hang on a lot. How do you deal with cutting off ties?
You know, I mean, I feel like any ties that are cut, you know what I mean, are things that are necessary, you know, and, you know, just have to fall off with time. You know what I mean? But also, like, I think what people will be able to see is that, you know, it's not so much about cutting ties to, you know, end so many things, but more so about, you know, things just growing apart. You know what I mean? I don't want to put a tree in a small pot and it can't grow to be its full potential. Right. You know, so sometimes you got to expand and then put it into another pot, you know, allow for it to expand and grow. And that, you know, that growth is great. So it's just about, you know, making room.
Don, do you take notes when you're around Ryan? Because this man has been building this empire for a long time. And do you feel like a student?
He's been helping.
Yeah. I was like, you know, I've been more so hand in hand, just a part of just not only witnessing the growth, but being able to participate in the growth. So it's kind of been hands-on learning experience, which was able to allow me to step over and, you know, step into my own ventures, open up my own business. And through that, you know, it's been a phenomenal support system back and forth between our businesses. See,
that to me is the business right there, when you can collaborate like that and you can still be yourself. So do you guys travel the nation and help out other people, other businesses and things like that away from the Inc.?
We fly around and support anything.
Support us, absolutely.
Exactly.
And things to be inspired by it.
How do you guys feel about? I mean, we just had this gigantic Inc. Convention here in Charlotte. It's got to inspire you to see that. My God, they're putting these huge events together these days.
Yeah, I mean that's just showing the expansion and the growth of the business, of the craft. You know what I mean, and allowing for somebody in that city, you know what I mean, or in any other city, you know what I mean, to be able to, you know, take what we love, and then, you know, we you know, people reach out to us from any and everywhere. So, you know what I'm saying, to be able to be an inspiration for them, and then, you know, make sure you know we'll be there also, you know, the people who can't get to you, people who can't walk in that man, you know, for us to be able to come to them and be able to have the support of the people from outside of just Chicago. You know what I mean? That's the greatest part.
Now, you guys being from Chicago, I just recently watched the 30 for 30 with Dennis Rodman, and they really put a lot of focus on when Rodman started putting the art on his skin. Did that change how people approach Black Ink Crew Chicago as well? Because all of a sudden, if Dennis is doing it, well, I got to do it too.
I don't think it was Dennis Rodman for me. I think it was Allen Iverson.
Yeah, it was. The last 30 years of tattooing really changed for the Black culture, specifically with, you know, people like Allen Iverson and Tupac. When they started doing more tattoos, more raunchier, non-accepted tattoos. And, you know, like I said, Dennis Rodman was just another phase of that. So, you know, you got to see people who were bold enough to stand out back then make way for, you know, full sleeves now, you know, at work where they weren't accepted. So, you know, thankful for them.
Well, congratulations on this brand new season. I say it every time that I watch a show more than for the drama and stuff like that, but I also watch what you do with the community, because that to me inspires the rest of the nation to grow forward and to grow together.
No, thank you very much, man. We appreciate it. You know what I mean? That's just what we hope to get out and hope that people see. So appreciate it always.
Absolutely. Will you guys be brilliant? And you know, Ryan, the door is always going to be open. Please come back to the show anytime in the future.
Thank you, man. We always appreciate you. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.